Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to the fourth and final week of my 28-day challenge. And yes, I know I'm about 28 days late to actually finalize my final production for the fourth week of my 28-day challenge. Anyway, I'll fill you in with the details of why later, but right now, I kind of wanted to summarize the final week of what my 28-day challenge was like, what the process was like, and pretty much the takeaways. So, what I learned, the challenges that I faced, and the takeaways throughout the whole experience. So, stick around to the end to find out the three key main areas of what I learned throughout the process of my 28-day challenge. So, throughout the process of the 28-day challenge, the goal was for me to learn about creating my own side hustle or online income streaming business. So, firstly, I had to explore further into and research more about those that were already doing it through YouTube. And one of the guys that I came across on YouTube was a guy named Greg Godfrey, who is an absolute legend in his own way because of the way he walks you through step by step through the process of whatever the services were that he was walking you through or trying to show you on his channel was it was absolutely easy to follow it all the way through from start to the end. So I highly recommend that you check out his channel and support his cause because he's an absolute legend for taking the time to share his knowledge of what he does through his side hustles, the small businesses that you can set up, which are pretty much like a set and forget. But you still have to put in the work through creating for the creativity of whatever that side hustle was. So when I did find the guy that I was willing to learn from all the steps and strategies of his process in creating a side hustle, I began to then explore a little bit more of what it was that I wanted to learn more about. So he shared knowledge about print on demands, which was for t-shirts, stickers, caps, bags. He walks you through the websites that you can use, the websites to sign up with that pretty much do all the heavy lifting for you. They'll print your designs. They'll if it's ordered on whether it's a t-shirt or a cap or a bag or anything or just a sticker, and they get an order. They'll print it out, they'll package it, and then they'll ship it out. All you get in return is a cut from whatever the item is that's been sold. Like if it's a t-shirt, say your t-shirt's 24 bucks, you'll probably get about maybe $10 from it, which is that's still pretty good. Considering that all you did was just create a design and where you create designs. So there are two websites that he highly recommends that you do pay for, which was one of them in particular was Merch Informer. And Merch Informer is a site where, say, for example, you wanted to print like a phrase or anything, say like "just do it." There's a section on Informer where it targets areas like for trademarks and copyrights, and you punch it in, and as it does the search, it does a global search, and if it comes back with a red cross next to it, it means you can't use that name or you can't use that phrase because it's already been taken. Therefore, it kind of prevents you from getting sued if you ended up using it. So those are kind of the websites that are really handy when creating your own designs. As you know, no one wants to breach any copyrights or anything. Please, I highly recommend following the steps that Greg does walk you through. So one of them is Merch Informer, and the other one was called Place It. Place It is where you can create your designs for a t-shirt. They have templates on there to work with, and then you can get creative with changing the words and whatever it may be. It's there to just kind of really give you a fair idea of how to quickly uh, create all these designs, that quick without actually going through those expensive software programs like Adobe and that. I mean, nothing wrong with that. But if you're on a budget for now and you can't afford to do those Adobe Pro ones, then uh, go with these ones that are affordable, but also that already have templates that are ready to just bang onto a sticker, or a T-shirt, or a cap. So yeah, that was the first one that I learned. Was print on demand, but then there was a second one that he also provided tutorial lessons for, which was KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing for puzzle books. He was kind of walks you through it, how to create it. There are other there is also one of the websites that you do have to pay for as well when creating these puzzle books. But it'll make sense when you actually get to sign up and see why, because it helps out to create puzzle books. And one of the puzzle books he walks you through was word search books, which is pretty cool. Like to create these books, it was like it's a lead up to also even creating a journal, a diary. There's games in there like Sudoku in there. I didn't get to experience all that, but through one of the websites I had to pay for, I got to see all the different puzzles that you could implement in creating your own book for a puzzle book. So yeah, that was one of the things he walks us through, which was one of the sites that you had to pay for is called BookBolt. Um, you'll understand once you log in to check out uh, Greg's tutorial lessons and step by step processes. So I'm not going to walk you through it. I'm just giving you a rough idea of what to expect because he'll walk you through the same thing. And the good thing about it, he really does tell you honestly about the whole process of what you have to pay for and what's free. And it does help. It really does help. So these were some of the side hustles that I learned. I learned to create my own puzzle book, which was which was really daunting at first because the whole process was like took ages trying to like you've got to use Chat GPT, then you've got to transfer from here to um, Google Sheets, from Google Sheets back onto your puzzle book, and then you've got to sign up with Amazon. And sorry, before we continue on, with the three websites that Greg also talks about is Amazon Merch, T Public, and Redbubble are the three websites of where you can create these designs and then have them transferred to all three of these websites where then they get to create the designs on whoever may order through whichever shop. And it kind of expands your reach to a bigger audience. I did have trouble with signing up with Amazon, but I've still got the two, both T Public and Redbubble, that are still online today. It's like you don't have to really just check on anything if anything's going wrong. Your designs are there. If anyone sees it, cha-ching. So yeah, that was just to wanted to just circle back to that, and now back to KDP. There's also Amazon KDP where you get to also publish the book there, and then it gets onto Amazon. So those were the two online income streaming side hustles that I went with because it was about as much as I could kind of handle because at the same time I was doing my podcast shows throughout that month. So trying to keep up with that, making sure I did my research on some of the guys that I had on the show because some of these guys I hadn't met before. I'd just spoken briefly on a phone to say, hey, would you like to join me on the show? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, in between everything and trying to record the journey throughout what I experienced, what I had to go through, was quite challenging. Keeping up to date each and every morning, trying to make sure that I could keep in touch with the guests that would join me on the podcast show, plus editing them to have produced for every Saturday that I was trying to continue with my shows. But then thirdly, I wanted to explore more with ChatGPT how to document the journey. So I managed to put together a framework through the use of ChatGPT just to kind of see what that would look like, and then hopefully then use that framework for someone else that may be interested in wanting to maybe create their own journey of a 28-day challenge they would like to do, and maybe it's to like maybe learn a new language or learn a new skill in whatever it may be. Say anything that gets you in that state of mind wanting to achieve a goal within that 28 days. So, or is it to lose weight? That's another one. Say you want to lose 10 kilos, or you want an 8 pack or a 6 pack throughout 28 days. And the framework that I kind of managed to get together, which I'll actually leave in the link below, just to give you a fair idea of what they may look like. And if it's something you'd be interested in, then use it as a guideline. You don't have to actually use it, but at least it'll give you a fair idea of like, oh, that never considered that. Maybe that is worth having a crack at. But I also wanted to explore more with like coaching, one-on-one coaching kind of thing. I was kind of looking into it and kind of got a fair idea of some of the things that you can kind of do. Like, I think it's not so much about if you got the experience of a qualified coach of sorts, and because everyone wants to be that, but most of the time you pretty much, I feel like you're pretty much just wanting the individual to actually achieve the goal that they want from that process. It's not really you telling them this is what you should do. You're just trying to get it out of them so that they can actually achieve or fix up whatever the issue may be, and put in the work and take the mission, like measure out the performance of whatever it is. And that's kind of something that kind of surfaced for me. I didn't try to take it on board, but I felt like I wanted to understand it a little bit more. So it was a great experience to just see what that would look like, um, and possibly something down the track that I would like to implement, for the future as a side hustle. But maybe not so much a hustle, maybe more of like a really want to help someone out in their own journey. And sometimes it's just really about exploring these avenues that require you to really put the thought behind it and get behind whatever it is. And like I said, it's like learning a new skill within 28 days. Those were kind of the three main areas of what I experienced throughout the 28-day challenge. But like I said, it was so challenging amongst everything from learning the steps to creating a design for a print on demand, then learning to create the KDPs, the puzzles from being transferred from one section to the next, having saved into another section, then transferred back into another website. So it had its challenges on top of trying to do all my podcast shows in between that. And I kind of took on probably a lot more than I should have, but I still had the opportunity to experience all these things that are possible, which in my mind, and I feel they do, there's a connection there amongst what I'm trying to bring together as a podcaster as well. So yeah, I really do feel like I learned so much, but the challenges of what it entailed was, oof, yeah, it was quite a lot, and especially with doing the podcast, having to drive around down to Gold Coast, the Sunshine Coast, Brisbane, back and forth, and trying to stay on top of continuing to learn and produce designs and puzzle books, all just took a lot of time. But I got to learn something, and that's probably one of the coolest things about it. Before I wrap things up, in summary, would I do it again? Absolutely. But here are the three key takeaways of what I experienced throughout that process. One, I feel like if you are thinking about ever doing a 28-day challenge, then plan for your 28-day challenge as to what it is you would like to achieve. It doesn't have to be a whole heap of things, but one or two things that you would like to achieve in 28 days, I feel is more than enough skills to learn. Unless you're a bloody genius, then good on you, go for it. Go for it if you want to learn 10 things. But, you know, learning one or two things is enough to really level your skill level up to whatever it is you may want to learn about. So yeah, that was the first key area that I feel like you need to do is plan, set your goal for what you would like to achieve in that 28 days. The second, unfortunately, it does require the work, mate. You have to grind. You know, it's not gonna. No one else is gonna do it for you. You're gonna have to do the work. You're gonna have to put in the time, the watch hours, the process of learning about all the different websites, how to create the designs in there. That just my example. It's just an example from my point of view. You have to do the work, even if it means you're going to stay up till midnight. That's what happened to me when I was learning about the puzzle books. I swear I was so determined to complete one, and it took me till midnight. The next day, I had to drive down to Brisbane because I had a podcast show, but I was so committed. Two, you are going to have to do the work because no one else is going to do it for you, and it's so much more rewarding, which leads to point number three: celebrate the small wins, no matter what it may be. If you learned something that day of achieving a design that you never expected you could pull off, celebrate those small wins. Be grateful for that. Being grateful for those little wins like that keeps you going, keeps you motivated to want to, like, yes, I can do this. I've got this. So yeah, and then hey, by the end of the month, man, freaking have a huge celebration where you either catch up with your friends, night out, or go camping, whatever it may be. Find something that you can leave at the end of your 28-day challenge as a goal to, like, yeah, let's celebrate that. This is what I achieved, and I'm so looking forward to it. So, yeah, first one, you plan what the goal is, and then probably even have that goal at the end of, like, this is what I want to do at the end of my 28-day challenge. And secondly, you're going to have to do the hard work. Unfortunately, in order to succeed in leveling up your skills, it does require you doing the grind and the hard work, because no one else is going to do it for you if you want to be the best or the greater version of yourself. And third, celebrate those wins. So yeah, this was what the experience was like for me. And if you're ever thinking about wanting to do your own 28-day challenge, I mean, I highly recommend you just trying it out. Even if you were to learn, say, a new language, spend about what's 10 minutes of your day, even 20 minutes of your day, just to learn for 28 days how to speak Spanish or French or Italian, whatever it may be. But just as an example, try do that for 28 days. You'll probably be surprised when you jump online watching other YouTubers who are sharing that same knowledge of how they learned and how you can learn, how you can level up. Then you'll probably be surprised how well you've done just from doing these little short practices each day for 28 days. So yeah, this is kind of what the experience was like for me. Would I do it again? Absolutely. I'm going to start a new one this Monday, the 1st of this date, 30 today, the 1st of April, which is, I just signed up with TikTok. So I'm still learning the ropes, but the goal is to try and at least produce one video each day for the next 30 days. But if I can punch out three, they say it's to do with the algorithm. I've been doing a little bit of research on that. But yeah, that's kind of what my goal is for the next 30 days in the new month. But yeah, I just had to make sure I kind of finalized what my 28-day challenge was like, the experience, and also I'll leave the link in below of where you can check out the document that I put together. Like I said, as a guideline, and if it's something you would want to work through or work with, then that's cool. But if you want to alter it as well, that's just as cool too. The main thing is that you've got something to start with, and then you can kind of just go from that to make it much easier for yourself. So yeah, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Um, so um, look, if you did like this, and I'd really appreciate it if you all just even if it's just a like, that'd be cool. Subscribe to the channel. Reach out to someone that you think might be interested in wanting to check out the document. But again, appreciate the support and those that have been behind it. The progress through podcasting is really hard when you don't have, you know, the subscribers and all that. But it's still part of the process. It's still part of the journey. And circling back to, like I said, with the three main areas, two still requires the hard work and the grind. And I'm still continuing my grind through my podcast. So yeah, that's what it's been like, and I really appreciate you tuning in. And if you did stick around, then thanks again. So I do have to get back into catching up with a lot of my guests again, due to the fact that the last 28 days just got tied up with the cyclone that hit Queensland, which is pretty, I suppose, in a way, pretty scary for a lot of people as well who hadn't experienced what a cyclone's like. So for me, being caught up in Brisbane, happy to help out where I could, and then I had to really get back home because started running out of money. I had to get back and find work, which is pretty much what I'm in the middle of right now. Uh, as I have to get back into the workforce. I mean, these are just the temporary setbacks for hey for a major comeback. So yeah, until then, if it's okay by you, man, spread the love and kindness through anyone else you know that might be interested in checking it out, and also spread the love and kindness around the world wherever you are. So until next time, stay cool.